Good morning, everyone. My name is Liz Wright, and I am a professor of psychology at Northwest Vista College. I do these videos every day to share interesting information relating to psychology, news reports relating to psychology, in the hopes that I can help people better understand what the field of psychology studies, because it's, huge, and then also to give you something interesting to think about. So one of the things I was reading this morning is that there is a correlation, a negative correlation between the availability of medical marijuana and recreational marijuana and the number of filled prescriptions for anti-anxiety medications or benzodiazepines. So this is interesting. I remember being in college in the late 90s and having this discussion with friends of did we think that marijuana would ever be legalized? And most people said no. And so now that it is available in certain states, either medicinally or recreationally, we're seeing some really interesting research findings relating to that availability. So we did see, like I said, that in places where people have access to either medical marijuana or recreational marijuana, that the number of filled prescriptions for anti-anxiety medications has substantially decreased. There's other interesting data that this report focuses on as well, and I will share it in the link. That in some states where marijuana is available either medically or recreationally, that there have been an increase in antipsychotic and antidepressant medication fills. And then in other states, there have actually been a decrease in antidepressant and antipsychotic medication fills. So it's, kind of a question as to, is it possible that it's related to other factors, not just the availability of medical marijuana or recreational marijuana relating to those changes. But it's really interesting to think that, some people have found that using marijuana in a legal way can decrease their anxiety to the point where they don't need to take benzodiazepines. And we do know that taking anti-anxiety medications can have negative effects. For example, we do grow tolerant to them, so that means that you might have to increase your dosage over time. Some people do, some people don't. So it's interesting to see that this is a possibility for some people. And then I think there's still going to be some people that, for whatever reason, don't want to try marijuana in terms of helping to deal with their anxiety. For me, I think to myself, how might that impact my cognitive abilities in my day-to-day if I'm using it? But then again, if I'm using an anti-anxiety medication at bedtime and maybe I'm eating an edible at bedtime rather than taking my anxiety medication, how is that going to work? We also have some people that take anti-anxiety medications to ward off panic attacks. And for example, if you have panic attacks during the day, you can take anti-anxiety medication at night, which will help you to fall asleep, but also it will help to decrease the possibility of panic attacks on the next day. But I'm not sure if using marijuana in any form the night before would ward off panic attacks the next day. So I'm not sure if that would be a possible treatment solution if people are in a state that allows for medical marijuana. So what do you think? Would you be willing to take or use marijuana instead of your anti-anxiety medication?